What is up, guys? Waiting for the latest chapter of Shonen Jump to release, and then we're gonna get into dissecting the latest My Hero Academia chapter. But while I'm waiting, just for doing the infinite refresh on the Shonen Jump page, to see where this is going. Oh, snap! Hold on. All right. So yeah. Just right now I'm just refreshing, waiting for the My Hero chapter to drop. I just know it, it's 9 a.m. so I'm here. Let me real quick post this on Twitter, get the links out while I'm still waiting on them to release these chapters. 9 o'clock means 9 o'clock. Somebody needs to talk to these people. For real. How y'all living? Tell me how y'all doing on this fine Sunday. Hey, we got Florian out here. Yeah, my boy East. Let's go. I need these chapters though, for real. Like, I'm too hyped. Just off the fact that I saw the text box. Like I saw an image that Ujiko's text box is in here, which means we get his quirk reveal, we get his name. Look. Part of me is hoping I'm wrong, because if his name box actually has Tsubasa in it, which I'm hoping it does, like part of me is hoping I'm wrong. But at the same time, if it does have that in there, I'm probably geeking out a little. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, see, oh snap! My boy Ryan came in too. Yeah, see, now I know it's real because I sent him that message like 3 minutes ago. Oh shit! I ain't ready. I'm not ready. All right. Yeah. All right, let's go. Hold up. Let me post this on Twitter real quick because the chapter just dropped. Let me get this out here real quick. So as soon as I get in here, I know I'm pulling at least. East, you probably get pulled in. You're probably gonna have to come in and talk to me if this is as wild as I think it's gonna be. So you better be ready to come up on stream and have a little bit of a conversation real quick. That's it. Hold up. Let's see. Oh shit! Already? What? Hold up. So Hurry just gonna open up the nah. All right, I'm worried now. This just the opening to this chapter got me alarmed. We starting? Is that Ray coming home? Or is that Fuyumi? Nah, Hurry ain't snapped that hard already. Hold up. He ain't snapped that hard right away. Hold up. All right, you know what? Because I need somebody to handle my Discord links. Because shit, man. Okay. You said that's for you, because I'm I can't even turn the page yet if we got like Ray coming home in this chapter. Like I was about to say I ain't ready for it to be this much in the first chapter. Like goddamn. All right. Ooh. Instant reveal. Maruta Shiga are quirkless? Yo, what? That's amazing. That makes so much sense though. That makes so much fucking sense though. This man was like, man, how these niggas built different than me? I'm gonna dedicate my life to figuring that shit out. Like, yo. All right. I was not ready for that one. I thought he was gonna be like, my quirk is some really generic form of analysis. Nah, bro. All right. See, how do you go? Founder of Jaku General Hospital and current chairman of the board. Yeah, we knew he was a big shot. We knew that. He promoted community-based medicine rooted in quirks. And after founding the hospital, he devoted his time and energy to charitable works. Dog, no. First off, like this makes him extra King Petty though, because like think about it. He was like, well, if I can't have quirks, I'll just dedicate my life to the dude that takes them from people. Yeah, nigga, live quirkless. And I'm gonna weaponize your shit. Use it better than you. This nigga petty. He set up orphanages and nursing homes. This nigga stealing old people and babies? Come on. Dog. He said nobody cares about the young and geriatric. I'm out here. This man wild. All through partnerships with his hospital. His past paints him as a whimsical man. But he's earned acceptance and respect from many communities. How do we know it's him? Hey, Rock Lot. Snipe? All right. Wild Pussycats? Yeah, let's go. We had someone go undercover based on a tip from the Safety Commission. They discovered a lockdown area in the hospital and nobody knew what it was being used for. All right. See, also the fact that we even brought Sukuuchi back in, that's how you can tell this is supposed to be a big deal, man. Woo. It's only accessible via the morgue. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. Like I worked in a nursing home for 6 years, and I remember telling somebody that the giant freezer we kept the food in was where we kept bodies. And she believed it for like 6 months. No, she believed it for like 2 or 3 months. And the only reason, and I had forgot to tell her it was a joke. And she was starting to tell like new hires that we kept dead bodies in the basement. So I had to like explain it. But like the fact, yeah, nobody's trying to go where dead bodies are, even when you work in healthcare, dog. Like nobody is trying to like deal with that at all. So yeah, like this, ooh, man, it's smart. And we got the plus up. Ooh. Only Shiga himself goes in and out, and our insider managed to get proof. This dog. And I don't think that's John Chan either. No, that's not John Chan, because John Chan got the bolts in his neck. This nigga, see, yeah, no, he definitely has been taking the geriatric and babies. You know what? We stand equality. Anybody can get it. That's important. Arresting Maruta Shiga won't be too tricky. However, if we get ahead of ourselves, the Liberation Front will catch wind of it. All right. So first of all, why would you say that? Why would you say that knowing this is the man that probably creates Nomus? Why would you think you can just arrest this nigga? Like, hold up. Please tell me y'all was perplexed at this logic. Like, please tell me, like, somebody just tell me real quick. Did that make sense to you? Like him thinking that, like, oh shit, like, oh yeah, it'll be easy to arrest him because, like, no, like, come on. We all remember the traumatic events at Hosu and Kamino. I mean, Hosu was kind of light, if we're being honest. Shiga the Nomu, Shigaraki, and the Paranormal Liberation Front. Our mission is to take them all down at once. See, and I'm looking. They got you got like a nice little man. Ooh, is that Ed Shot? Yeah, it's Ed Shot. Yep, that shot midnight. The enemy commanders are all attending a meeting inside that building. Oh shit. The warp quirk is one to be feared, but the one who wields it is in the hospital. Oh shit. Mudman on deck? Okay, hold on. Let me look at this team real quick, because this is obviously a different platoon than the Endeavor one. So you got Miss Joke, Sun Eaters over here. Is that Shishida? Chainsaw Man. Hold on. Let's see who else we got up on here. Cementos. Okay, so they got the dude that. Okay, so the jailbreak is definitely possible. I don't know if anybody has mentioned this on Twitter or online yet, but the dude standing behind Midnight on page 6 is Seiji Shishikura's dad, I'm pretty sure. And he's one of the people who works in Tartarus, which means they've even pulled Tartarus employees for these missions, which means Tartarus is currently underserved, if that's the case. So that's something to think of. Like, that prison break is looking even easier to have happen now. So that's just something to remember that. If Tartarus employees getting pulled, that means security is light there. And they're worried about warping. Dog, they they messed up. They messed up just off that. There ain't no way in hell they only got 2 people that can. Oh, fuck. All right. That worker is going to be feared. The others will have nowhere to run. Muttman and Komori. Should we really be here, Shroom? Didn't the League of Villains attack UA? Yeah. Eesh, this is. They've gotten too powerful, Midnight Sensei. Given how much power Shigaraki's gotten his hands on, he's closer than ever to accomplishing his ultimate goal. It's not just you kids who are in danger anymore. But don't worry, we just need your help for this initial stage. Hey, Tokoyami in this crowd too. Let's go. Why am I on the front lines though? I'm really missing those guys. Class A, I miss you. You know what? Good job, Horikoshi. You made me laugh in a chapter that I've had my asshole clenched the entire time for. Whew, Sugarman, a dude with a tiger quirk, Aoyama, Tetsu, Shishiro, Shoji, Sero, like what's his name? Komori? All right, let's go. Kurohiro. Oh, all right. We got Mineta on. You know what? The fact that Mineta didn't skip out on this, appreciate it. Jiro. You got Vine Girls in the back, whose hero's name I think is just Vines. All right, you know, we got the squad on deck. We have their bases surrounded all over the country. Not even a mouse is getting away. How do we figure out their whole meeting schedule though? So I like the fact that everybody is questioning the source of this information, because Hawk's rushing and being the man too fast for his own good definitely needs to play a part in how this shit goes down. So was it him who figured out it was this hospital? Where is he and what's he up to now? Okay, Endeavor is really intense. That's classified for now. Not that I know who you mean by him. You know what? Yeah, I don't blame Endeavor right here, because we're all giving up a lot to preserve peace in this nation. Classified, sure. See, I don't blame Endeavor for being annoyed here, because like if I'm the number one here, I expect you to at least let me know about some of this shit. Like, exactly, they're way too spread thin. Like if they wanted to take, you know, like the doctor, then they should have immediately gone there. Hey, what up, Kaz? You came through like you said. Except this is like a no-win scenario, right? Because yes, they're spread thin, but at any one of these bases, the warp variability just at any moment you could have like 8 high-end pull up. This is a trap, bro. Like they should have just called from help from abroad. They should have had the U.S. heroes pull up too or something. They need help downtown. Hey, you notice there's no heroes around? We always see someone. There's one. Ooh, it's slide and go. Oh, let's go. Death Arms pulling up. What's going on here? You're the only one out of the loop? You backstab and liberation nut. Let's fucking go. Beat his ass. They're moving in. That's our cue. Let's go. Okay, there's way too many dope-ass panels in this chapter. I'm going to be real with you. I'm like getting good panel overload here, because like you got Ida pulling up, man, the whole squad here. Let's go. And of course, Bakugo is at the front because he's basically the fastest, and he's ready to fuck. Oh, that miracle. I need more Thick Rabbits content, bro. Rock Lie, Eraser. Let's go. What is this? Endeavor. Whoa. Everyone get outside. There might be some fighting in here soon. Detective Sukauchi, Endeavor, this way. Hey, yo, one of the employees already out here. All's running smoothly. Tomura Shigaraki should be ready in just over a month. I can't wait. So you're the one. The man behind the Nomu and All for One's right hand. The devil's minion, huh? You're finished. Yo. Wait, hold up. Okay, first off, you can't tell me this man quirkless when his sweat is shooting into the air. That's special. All right. Yo. All right. So yo, the intensity that Endeavor brought to that page. Hold up. Because, okay, here's the thing, right? This panel, like, if we didn't, like, if it wasn't for the previous chapters, the surplus of death flags and all kind, like, if I saw this out of context, I'd be like, yes, the hero's about to win. No, I don't believe this though. Like, I think he's legitimately shocked, but I have a hard time believing it's not about to go left and this ain't a trap. Like, he did directly just state that Shigaraki shouldn't be ready and will be ready in a little over a month though. But dog, like, hold up. Like, because like, let's be real here. You know what the issue with this is? Like, yeah, I was positive that Shigaraki was going to be done early, especially with the whole facts. That is what it is. He got his ass beat by Hood and was like, nah, fam, you had me take one of the fattest ass beatings on national television this year. You getting smoked. Dog, no, like, all right, hold up. I keep having to like look back at these panels because first off, like Death Arms is a hero. Like just let me just go back to that page real quick because the way he pulled up on Slide and Go, I don't know if you guys know this, but like from the chapter Slide and Go came out, I should have said I didn't like that dude, and then him being in the Liberation Army only made me like him even less. So I've been waiting for this man to get his ass beat since he was introduced, essentially, because I thought he was sus. Like, bro, like, and that's the thing, like, sending Aizawa and President Mike and Endeavor to go get the doctor, that's not an arrest party. That's a hit squad, bro. Like, that's a hit squad. You sent people with personal reasons to beat that old nigga ass and said, just arrest him. This is how police brutality happens, man. I'm like, come on. This dude gonna get folded like a wallet. Oh shit. You know what? This is why I'm glad I muted the word spoiler, because I feel like if I hadn't, I definitely would have got spoiled on this on Twitter, because this chapter, but like, I just can't have hope for the heroes. Like, am I crazy for that? Like, how y'all feeling about this? I need y'all to like speak y'all minds real quick in this chat. Like, tell me, like, does any of y'all have hope for the heroes here? Because like, I'm expecting like a high end Giganto Machia. I'm expecting something wild here to just like. That's something that I'm curious about because I don't know. I feel like the question for me here is, do you think the doctor would stay quirkless? Like, do you think in all this time that the doctor has been with All for One that he would stay quirkless? Like, that seems weird to me. Like the genuine fear on his face, cool. But I feel like, man. Also, but like again, for real, like the only thing that Hody could have done for me more this chapter, besides making Death Arms look legit, is let us see him snap this nigga's neck. But it's, you know, it's Shonen Jump. They won't let us see Slide and Go get the ass beating he deserves. I can't take it too personally. Man, this shit. Look, man, Like, yeah, exactly. Like he has to have like found a way at some point to get him a quirk. Hey, Archbishop East, let me pull you in here. East. This is just like how the heroes think they have the upper hand.
Hello?
Hey, what up, East?
Hello? Yo, can you hear me?
You hear me? I can hear you.
Oh, I, okay, yeah. Yo, this thing be cutting out sometimes. I'll see this you in my headphones, but I told you wasn't ready, dog.
You right. It's like Kamino. The heroes think they have the upper hand, but either Uchiko brings out no more, Shiggy wakes up early. That's what I'm thinking. Because like I can see like the doctor getting injured or dying here. Because like he's from the old generation. So I can see this being like where a lot of old heroes and someone like Ujiko or sorry, what's his name now? Maruta? Yeah, Maruta Shiga. Like I can see him like falling, dying here. I can see I have a hard time believing he's not gonna get at least beat a little. Like, I'm sorry. It's just too hard to believe. I don't see
whoever put their hands on get that shit back tenfold. I can assure you that.
That's what I'm saying. Like
he gonna make sure whoever put their hands on this nigga, he gonna get them back.
Like you not like I can't see him like just taking this L. Like All For One finally gonna be like, all right, I guess I'll just use my quirk and not care about these machine guns you have trained on me since they can't fucking kill me anyway. Like that's how I see this. Like I because like let's be real here. Like if machine guns were enough to stop All For One, don't you think he wouldn't have had like a 100-year reign of just dicking down previous one for all users? Like you saw the panels. He had niggas crying, missing arms.
That shit was sad.
This nigga was turning heroes into Scooby-Doo sandwiches with building rubble. Like, come on.
This nigga made Lunchables out of all one users. I like this, I like that.
Like this is yes. Oh my god, Neil. I'm glad Neil's up here because Neil's one of my favorite viewers because like every now and then Neil writes like essays in the comments and I'm like, Neil a goat. So I'm glad to see you up in here, dog. Yeah, the fact that they aren't a part of the mansion raid is okay. So one of the things to remember.
It's really. Oh, you got it.
No, I was gonna say you go.
Okay, it's literally because the main trio. You know why the main trio isn't at the mansion where the action's taking place, primarily air quote, because this is My Hero. We use logic, not plot, not fucking. We don't just use the plot. Oh, they're the strongest, so they need to be here for whatever reason. No, they're using people with tactical advantages, which is why they got Juicer, this nigga that can sink everybody into the floor. They got Mushroom Girl who can literally pop mushrooms in your throat. They got Midnight out there, like they're using tactical advantages. Like they got Cementos. They're using real tactical advantages instead of just these guys can hit really hard. Nah, that's not all it's gonna be.
Yeah, they basically brought a bunch of CC because like think about it. Present mic, voice, take away their audio, take away their hearing. You got Eraser, remove anybody's quirk on site. You got, like you said, Mudman, Cementos. They came ready with the lockdown. They're like, nah. So in a way, it's like they came ready to arrest anything that could possibly move. But at the same time, like exactly, like I expect these high ends to just pull up. Like it because even like one or two of them pulling up, even with the Eraser there, that would actually. So that's something to think about though, because if Eraser removes their high-speed regeneration, then technically Endeavor can one-shot a good chunk of them just by burning away their brains and stuff, because they possibly won't be able to have access to speed. But at the same time, the sheer raw power that these things have could lead to it not mattering. Like, duh.
And I could even see it being that he can't erase all the multiple quirks he got.
Yeah, like there's like so many.
Yeah, remember how he explained that Night Eye, like it attacks the quirk.
Yeah, the plus.
Yeah, so imagine if like all these things have multiple quirks, and they could even spout mini normals out of their bodies. So it's like to think that this motherfucker can have multiple to like thinking like they can be like, okay, Eraserhead, he gonna. I can see where this now. Just like, oh shit, Eraserhead, he deactivated the high ends quirk, and then that motherfucker just pop out another one and be like, just fade somebody, be like, oh shit, be like,
so
yeah, multiple quirks.
See, and like Ryan mentioned, like they might have just figured out how to. Because the thing is, especially when you bring in Vigilante's material, we know that he was able to stop the bomber no move from like consistently like blowing up or whatever it was called. But at the same time, one, that's like the precursor to these high ends, right? Because I don't like I remember you guys, like I know you saw it specifically, East, because I remember us talking about it. But one of the high end is designed similar to
Bomber.
The bomber, yeah, like with it had all these mouths and like different, and so I feel like there's a good chance that just off of that alone, that some of these high end are pulling up. It's just going to be a little too much. It took everything to stop the Sky Egg incident. They had Best Genius pull up with he had carbon fiber cables on trucks. Not to mention, it actually required All Might to resolve that incident completely because the bomber split into like 200 different no move
and shit like that. You know what's funny is that this chapter ain't shit compared to next week because you know what happens this week technically, right?
Set up.
Is that on Friday, Vigilantes drop, and you know this nigga showed the fuck out whenever Vigilantes drop. And to think he did last chapter Vigilantes, he really turned up. And he started already, and then Vigilantes just started. It's really starting to heat up his arc. Speaking of which, let's transfer to Vigilantes real quick. The way they set that up was completely genius. They did two things at once. So on Vigilantes, people are like, yo, it's an IA chatter, but I really don't care for Pop. But if Pop, who has the most likely chance of living and making it into the main series, establishing her as an actual character and moving forward with her feelings and stuff like that, and career, because MHA people can't just, if you're not gonna be a hero, you gotta do some shit.
Yeah. Also, I just want to point out that like part of the premise of Vigilantes is essentially that poorer areas don't have as many heroes there. So I could see some of these Vigilantes even this is gonna sound kind of bad, but like Koichi could also appear in the main series as a Meta Liberation Army member. Because you got to think he was already just breaking the law for like 4 years straight. So when you look at it from that perspective, people like him and Pop would arguably be sympathetic to the Liberation Army cause. Even though like, you could argue like, well, they're supposed to be good people, especially because Vigilantes takes place like 5 years before the main story, but then jumps 3-4 years. So it's closer and closer to the main story. So barring a Koichi death, Koichi, I don't see why there would be like zero possibility of him potentially showing up as like a villain or working with these dudes specifically to.
I mean, he only said it was his last thing as a crawler.
Yeah,
but, that could go ways. Seeing that, they could go multiple ways from his point of view. That this is in his final arc, pretty much the last stretch.
Yeah,
and then it's like they can have plenty of reasons, like Knuckle Duster, who has the biggest death flag, and we still don't know where that nigga's at, which is really even more alarming because 6 just popped his ass back up.
Yeah, after man. And
that was a good ass twist. I did not see that shit coming. I was like,
the O-Clock.
They really built up this normal ass nigga, and they was developing Pop. I'm like, hey, okay, this is cool. Some Pop development. She's an actual character. You know what I'm saying? Getting the love shit out there. And then this nigga got turned. I was like, hold the fuck up. Wait a minute. I really hate you guys. Nigga started fucking spazzing. Next thing I know, this nigga had these niggas faded on the floor. That's the hold up.
Like. Yes, Ryan, get on that Vigilantes. I can loan you the volumes if you want. If having the books will be better. We can meet up. We haven't hung out in a while anyway. That's what my boys IRL. So, man, see, I'm just like thinking back about like this whole setup though is one, the fact that Endeavor is like actually concerned and invested in Hawks. It's like that's a nice touch, like him being more involved and caring more about the other heroes. This is ominous. Like And the best part about this for me is this is not a separate arc. This is like Horikoshi didn't go, oh yeah, we're starting a new arc. This is the work study. Like, bruh, imagine somebody was like, yo, come do this internship right quick. By the way, towards the end of it, we going to war.
Like, excuse me?
Like that's
like you okay? Like you got me fucked up, man.
Like that's wild. I'd be hurt. And like that.
That's what I was.
Minetta's face.
What?
Anybody, like that should be almost anybody in this situation. Like, dude is like, wait, we really like did us actual children just get drafted in a war? Like that's what his face looks like. And I can't even be mad at him.
And I don't even know if fucking if Bakugo and his and Deku and Burner, well, Burner probably knows, but I don't even know if Bakugo and niggas actually know what's really going down.
I don't think any of the kids know what's actually going down.
I mean, but you know, I'm talking about Juzo and them though.
Yeah,
like right there.
Yeah,
but outside of that, I don't think the kids. I don't think Ida and Deku and all their crew. I don't think they actually know what's going down, except Burning, of course. But I don't think like.
Also,
they really.
I'm gonna say it. If you notice, the Mansion crew has a lot of characters that are very side character-esque. So Mineta, Tetsu, even Kirishima isn't like one of the main ones. Like you got, I'm sorry, but this might be a death flag on some of these kids. Because
like the other kids are going from the back and Edshot, and them niggas going for the front.
And what the other ones are doing is like helping other people escape. You got people like Kaminari and them that are like straight up at the war site. Like, this is where the high end are pulling up.
Yeah, and you heard how they said it was like, oh well, we just need you for a second and then we'll send you back. Please, nigga.
And yeah, I think this arc is shaping up to be the longest one. It's probably gonna last until I won't say it's gonna last until the end of the year, but I see it going to at least June, depending on how much stuff happens and how many characters get their arcs like within this. For sure.
This arc's gonna be OD, like
it.
I can't even imagine like the shit we really finna get is fit.
So my hot take on this is shaping up to be probably, this might actually end up being one of my favorite war arc if it goes the way, like it's not, because here's the thing, it's not like 70s, because one of the things I've realized is that power scaling, like the higher the power ceiling, the worse the war arc gets after a while, right? Where MHA is probably going to cap it around city mountain level, but like once you start getting people who are like, they're going to shift the reality, like war arcs always get like a little goofy. So the fact that and like when you have people like summoning like meteors and stuff, right? You're like, okay, only the MC is going to be like fighting this. You know what I mean? And this is going to be the end of the series, though. This is so. I remember reading that this is MHA is partially based off Spider-Man Reign, right? And that's a particular comic run that involves society and like superheroes literally being under the thumb of villains. So we are going to get a villain's reign, like the villain's reigning for sure. So we got to figure out how Horikoshi is going to give us a society run by the villains, this anarchist warfare battleground, like permanently existing, and then how they're going to bring it back, make it so the society is okay with heroes, and justify the people who were unhappy with not being able to use their quirk in their daily life like that, being okay with it. Which obviously the answer could be, oh yeah, now that we live in the exact same setup that All For One had like a couple decades ago, this sucks and I hate it, which I think is a good chance. Like it is a good chance of that happening, right? Because first off, kids are getting better quirks than adults. So you might be an adult who sympathizes with the MLA, But when your fucking 12-year-old blast off your leg because he's tired of your bullshit, it's gonna put this whole thing into a complete different perspective for you, you know? Oh, the least self-contained arc. Yes, definitely. This is definitely the least self-contained because this one is going to require jumping around, seeing Tokoyami. Like Tokoyami's perspective is absolutely necessary. We have to get some of that. It's been being slowly built up in the background. If people start dropping around Momo, we've had her character arc has been all about being able to seize control of leadership, maintaining confidence. So if the heroes start falling, there's a good chance her, Mudman, they're gonna have to like work together. This arc is like when I look at who's in what location, the reality is that Deku, Shoto, and Bakugo being so far away from the main action easily sets them up for when, like, if Endeavor dies or whoever dies, them feeling especially conflicted just due to the fact that they objectively were not there. But, and like, oh man, watch Ojiro be the only one who lives out of this whole squad. And then everybody's just like, damn, of course the normal one lives. Okay, I did not watch Cam's video where he said that, but I might have to. I'm gonna have to. Sorry, he wants people to call him Giannis now. I did not watch Giannis' video about that, but yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that one. Turtle Quirk is a fellow member of the Church of MHA, don't you know?
Yes, sir. What the hell was I about to say? About this. Oh yeah, considering that Kuki is the final antagonist, I'm really curious as to how they'll handle that comeback for the heroes and how long the epilogue will be after Shiki's downfall. How they'll restructure society. Because I don't see it being one chapter, just like, okay, we'll get a time skip again. They'll be like, okay, we did this, we did that, we did this, we did that. You know, I don't see just like one chapter. Okay, we did this to fix this, that. I feel like we'll see some progression of it, even how they really have to do it after they win.
Oh yeah,
it's just winning a fight is just one part, physical fight.
And the thing is that one of the things that I actually see happening is that Hori directly stated that, you know, he wants to have them like show some time of them being heroes as adults, all that other stuff. And we could have them basically get their licenses and be stuck dealing in this shitty society for a couple of years. At that point, we move past My Hero Academia and the series becomes My Hero, which one of the things that Horikoshi originally did is, like, if you remember the original one-shot from My Hero Academia was literally entitled just My Hero, and it focused on adult characters. So what we get here is like the opportunity to set this up, have the kids go through serious failure, get some growth, and then transition into the My Hero phase of My Hero Academia, where it's no longer about the school, it's just about the heroes. And even though he was worried about adults not resonating with like a child audience, it won't matter then, because we'll have the kids who were not going to watch or read a series about adults will have been invested in these characters that were kids and are now adults. So he gets to keep his kid audience and switch to a more mature story. So I think that's where he's trying to go with this.
Talking about last stream, it was that it's to build up the kids. So even for the ones that don't like stories like that, well, you can build them up through the trauma that they'll be handling and the death, all that death they'll be seeing through that this art. Especially you kill somebody, because it's like, especially for the kids, saving people. Like, imagine they just go start dropping the high ends everywhere over there, and then obviously it's like this the analogy I gave. I think like Ian or somebody. I was like, so imagine you and your homie, y'all just helping some old lady across the street. No big deal, just walk across the street. And all of a sudden, your homie get shot out of nowhere, out the blue. It's like, yo, what the fuck? It's like, that's the same equivalence to the kids doing a rescue and the villains pull up and you might die. It's like, yo, we didn't know, what the fuck is the villains doing here? Why are there so many of them? The league is supposed to be six fucking people, not 100,000 members, but these badass motherfuckers, they don't know shit. Even the kids juvenile don't even know all the details. They just know Shigaraki got more power. Only the heroes know. They like, yo, they 100K deep. They got more high ends, etc., etc.
And that's the thing.
They're keeping all that extra information to themselves.
I don't think the heroes know they're 100K deep either. I think each platoon has a certain amount of information just based on the way they interacted with Endeavor. And to me, that's one of the biggest issues with Hero Society. They spend too much time, to a certain degree, trying to decide who can know what, and it's probably going to cost them. Because it makes sense when you're worried about traders, but at the same time, it really doesn't help to constantly have like the number one hero in the dark about these things because he still doesn't know. So, and like Edshot, like to me, Edshot knows because Hawks gave him the book, right? If we assume that he said something similar to him. So like Edshot, Endeavor knows, but Endeavor, it's not like Endeavor was like, by the way, Burnin, everybody, all my sidekicks, we are training these 3 students specifically because in about 4 months, we will have to go to war. Like, I don't think that's the conversation that any of these top tier heroes are having with their sidekicks. That's discouraging. Like, and on top of that, like the more, I understand like them not wanting like panic to happen, but at the same time, it's just, man, it's a real trap.
Shit, if y'all, they probably more prepared if they would have let the niggas know what they were walking into.
Exactly.
They still finna catch. I want everybody listening right now. I don't know how many people we got because I can't see it. I just want all y'all to know the heroes are not winning. We don't know all the cards that the villains have. What we see right now is the hero's point of view. Don't forget the villains actually live in this world too. They not just sitting idly by. They have meetings for a reason. You think these niggas just sitting around like, da-di-da-di-da. You know what? You know, we'll just wait for everybody. We'll just wait for something to happen and then we'll make a move. Nah, they're making moves now. They have plans and action and order set up. And plus, these niggas, despite what you throw in his fucking face, them niggas know Hawks a trader. I don't give a fuck what you say. That nigga be Destro know that Hawks is the trader. No. You think this nigga was real? Come on, bro. All the telltales on the man too fast for his own good. Hawks figured out in what less than a month. Mm-hmm. Hawks is doing this. Hawks all by himself. Y'all really think? No, not a single person. No, this nigga. He even threw in the fucking the twice bit. Come on, y'all really think these niggas don't know he's a traitor?
And Ryan, I think he said that this is basically the prologue phase. So where he was originally going to write this and where he's looking at it now, I think we're in for a long ride. Also, we basically got confirmation that there's going to be about 8 or 9 more movies coming out, apparently. So if we're looking at a series that's about to run, like another 10 years, then we're about 33% of the way through it. So
yeah, because even during the arc, the nigga said we were nowhere near Pro Hero arc. He said we were nowhere near the finale.
Yeah, like the stuff that he wants to do. And the thing is that it takes me back to the sports festival where he said he was going to try to do it in like 10 chapters, which looking back at the sports festival, it's kind of funny to think he thought 10 chapters was going to cover that. And he said that like Kishimoto was like, oh, anytime you plan on writing something, you should just expect it to be at least double. So already, when you look at it from that perspective, he was planning to be like 30 volumes. And like the initial phase, it's like, oh yeah, this will probably be like 30 volumes. Cool. If we're assuming the double up rule or more applies here, then he's at least going 60. Which means that like, and the more he goes, he's going to have more reasons to expound upon more things he can investigate. It's going to be pretty intense. A big twist I can see is coming is that Tomura has been formulating the plan for Tartarus. Okay, earlier in the stream, I was talking about how the fact that they even pulled Tartarus employees to this fight is all right, kid, that just means I got to make sure that I invite you the next time. I'll send you the link the next time at the start. See how you can pull in right away.
I sent it to the My Hero chat in the server.
I meant specifically so he can like join the discussion. So, man, this is. I really like what this chapter is doing though, because like, part of me is just proud that Horikoshi is really about to go this hard this early in the series, because I'm kind of sick of the whole MHA does not have a Marineford conversation. And if we get Marineford 258 chapters in, when Marineford, the actual Marineford, took until like chapter 500, I'm here for it. I don't have to wait that long. I don't have to wait 500 chapters to get to a crazy all-out war that's going to change society. Bet. Especially because here's the thing. What we know about the hero society is there's a bunch of heroes. We already have like the hero prison, the hero villain prisons, hero villain hospitals. We understand that there's a licensing procedure. We've basically learned everything about the My Hero world that is like necessary to understand what's different between hero society and modern society. We even like made it a point to already hit the mutant discrimination button. We touched upon like all the nuances and variabilities to like quirk discrimination, just all of it. So at this point now, we need to know what quirk society is like. Not hero society, but quirk society, where up close we get to see what it's like when people just, live their life how they want to. Because what we have been getting is like the idealized, romanticized version. And even in the idealized, romanticized version, we kept seeing people who were marginalized, like Toga, twice being left alone, and then like people being like, well, whatever, like the same cracks in our own society like exist now, even in My Hero Academia, which makes sense because if you remember what they said, the advent of quirks led to technological and cultural stagnation as everyone tried to figure out how to deal with these new powers and responsibilities, which means that any social improvements like, hey, how do we make sure that a 15-year-old who doesn't have any parents or extended family doesn't just end up shuffled through a foster system and end up to a life of crime? All these small little things that we are still trying to figure out now still aren't fixed in My Hero because their entire society got upended on its progressive track because of quirks. So now what we get though is to see just how bad that was and why it's justified that all these fail safes have been failed to be developed in this past century or however long it's been since this happens. And whether or not we get it.
Even so, the court counseling thing was actually meant. If we rewatching the episode, that shit was mentioned back then.
Mm-hmm. Everything. Let me put it this way: every single arc that is considered
filler,
every single arc that people call filler has an extremely important lore bit in it. Like
world, yeah. We said lore or world.
Lore/world building. So court counseling is mentioned in Remedial Course arc. A lot of people don't call that filler because it's only 4 chapters. And it shows us, if you read the manga, Bakugo understanding and being sympathetic towards Shoto Todoroki's abuse and all this other stuff. And in general progresses them along getting licensed. Culture Festival people call filler, but it shows, the way, one, that we still have like regular school traditions do still apply to hero schools. So that's automatically like extra contextualization of world building. But then you also get the reveal of Brave, who I personally think, I don't think the second and third users have to be Bakugo and Kirishima. I do think the third user was Brave because Brave was worth mentioning alongside All Might. And I think that might be somebody who had a semi-decent quirk and just didn't leave like a record of it. You know what I mean? So, and then we also got Oiji Hama the Thief in the Culture Festival, and we were introduced to Destro, which later led to us set up for the Redestro moment. And then we even got the foreshadowing directly after the Culture Festival to build upon that with the streaker who was going to show his dick because being embarrassed made him more powerful, and he was a Metal Liberation Army member. So I'm just saying, like, all these small arcs just keep building on to like what like the lore and the function of the world is. Even joint training that people hate started off with this quirk has gone past singularity, which set up the idea that yes, as a matter of fact, the quirk singularity theory is more or less true, and that's why everybody's getting stronger and stronger, and it further backdates and justifies like the kids' perspective in the Remedial Course arc and what they were talking about. So yeah,
2 things. It's funny because quirk singularity was seen. All Might even said this quirk is long past the point of singularity. What's funny is that that really didn't mean much. I mean, it meant something, but it didn't mean much at the beginning. But it's so funny how far ahead Horikoshi's seen this entire story that the beginning chapter, or like third chapter, he finally got the quirk. You know, this quirk is long past point of singularity. Chapter 256, he turned back around, and then you got Ujiko talking about quirk singularity, like how the hardware can't match the software. And this has been literally Deku the entire time because this nigga jumped up fucking 8 generations ahead. What they say, like Shiggy's them in like the fourth. He's like, no, he's like Shiggy's like the fifth, and I think like he's like by the fourth year refusing shit. And y'all
Inca, yeah,
sick.
Inca was supposed to be a 4th or 5th generation quirk user. So from Deku's bloodline, if he was like properly get a quirk, he would be like a 6th generation quirk user. And the thing that I really think highlights quirk singularity even more is characters like Dabi, who I think is like the perfect example of hardware not matching software. And I think singularity, yeah, Toya, more than likely Toya. Like the idea that that's the whole point of mutants, right? Is that all the mutants, not like the transformative mutants, but the people like Shigaraki, the people like Eri, who have these crazy mutation quirks, they are like Shigaraki is considered someone who can become a perfect Nomu, right? So I would say that his body was built, like his hardware modification allowed him to have the ability to deal with such a huge quirk. And even then, it's still like a little much. It still has backlash. But if you look at somebody like Deku, if they tried to do, like if Deku had tried to destroy a city when he first got One for All, his arm wouldn't exist anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it wouldn't be done like you got one more. You got no. That shit would have been a wrap.
It just would have been gone. It would have been pulped. So even when we see like the backlash that Shigaraki is facing, it's still not as bad as the backlash Deku was facing because Shigaraki's body is still more prepared for this kind of stuff. And that's again like leading into what one of the first things Deku says. Not all people are born equal in this world, and if your body is literally just like a standard human body, and the thing is also is that humans in MHA are already like slightly more evolved. So you have essentially most quirk users are like a middle evolutionary step where you have base humans with the the 3 pinky toes, your mid step with the 2 joints in the pinky toe, and then you have your Shigarakis and your Aries who are like completely in the next stage of human evolution is where I think that implication is to set them up as. Damn.
And I had another Eureka, My Hero Eureka moment. When I realized it, I just realized it 3 minutes ago when you were talking about how every arc matters and all the little details. Mind y'all, if Deku and them do get attacked, when they do get attacked, do not be surprised when it's just set up in the beginning of the Endeavor Agency arc when the people start fighting back.
Yeah.
Because if you pay attention to how everything has progressed so far, people at the beginning of the series wouldn't even touch anything. It was like heroes wouldn't even do anything. Like, well, my quirk don't work, so we just have to wait for somebody with a compatible quirk. The heroes themselves did that shit. Then the people definitely not touch the shit. Then Endeavor Agency just said, "Yo, we can't wait for a hero, dog. We gonna have to just fight this nigga ourselves."
Yep.
Now this is 3 months later. What? It was like 3-4 months later. Please, and they gonna see they finna have Daika City again. They finna act out if they see the thing attack.
And that's the other thing about this is that the MLA's goals. If you remember back when My Villain Academia was going and we had that stream, and I was like, "Yo." One of the things that people need to understand is that the MLA doesn't have to win here for their goals to be accomplished. And Horikoshi managed to write a situation in which no matter what happens, the villains win. 1, because it was a villain versus villain conflict, but 2, the goal of the Meta Liberation Army, if they lose, is even more justified. Like them losing did more for their cause than if they would have beaten the League of Villains. Like Shigaraki completely leveling a good chunk of Deka is way better propaganda than like, oh, the League of Villains attacked and like they destroyed a couple buildings and killed some people, but like we made it, right? Like, oh, they destroyed an entire city, but we fought back. Way better selling point. And that's the thing. even if the Meta Liberation Army fails here, the sheer fact that a 100K strong army popped out the cut on the whole country, even they still get what they want. Because if you tell me that, like a 100K army, like 100K strong army of superpowered motherfuckers pulled up and just started blowing up stuff, I don't care what your law says. I'm learning how to use my court today.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not. No, I'm done. Like nobody. Like
You can't.
I don't care about.
You can't hold a weapon or a fire. Bitch, if my city get attacked, you think I'm gonna listen to you? You can suck my dick today. I'll be damned. I'll be damned.
Exactly. Like I will be damned if I'm gonna be the dude that's like, damn, bro, I can shoot laser beams, but I didn't practice enough, so I'm fucked. Like, nah. Like after the Hosu City incident, because it's especially important to note that like because this has all happened over the course of like a year, right? You get the attack on USJ, which is like the USJ attack, which effectively takes place in like April. Like for all intents and purposes, I'm just going to say like 2019 because I want to keep like a timeline that when it's like said, you can like just be like, oh yeah, fuck. So like let's just say April 2019 USJ attack, August 2019. Well, then like you go like May 2019, you got Hosu City incident with Stain the hero killer who's already been running around throughout all of 2019 killing niggas for like, or even longer than that for like 5-10 years. So like let's just say you had a serial killer in 2019, they got caught, but was affiliated with like had like 3 gnomes. So now you're like, damn, the League of Villains attacked us with another terrorist attack. And so like you got within 2-3 months 2 terrorist attacks. Then you get August, a terrorist group breaks into a camp and kidnaps a child in August. So now like within 4 months, you've had like 3 major acts of terrorism. Then in the process of trying to rescue this kid in August, more terrorism, like more destruction because Alpha 1 pulls up and levels half of Kamino in an instant. So like that's basically another terrorist act. So you got like 4 major terrorist events. Then you fast forward and you get the Kyushu event in November. So like even in the winter, these niggas are not taking time off. Another terrorist event. Then you have Deka City in December, which is another terrorist event. You have like 6 to 7 9/11s in the span of a year. Or I should say you have at least 3 or 4 9/11s in 1 year.
Why use that?
Like, think about that. That would be like if 2019 had like 4 9/11s.
Basically, bro.
And then you have to have another one this March. So basically, in the span of a year, you got like 5-6 large-scale terrorist leveling like threats happening in your country. It's a wrap.
Bro, I'd have left, dog. I'm like, bro, why y'all niggas?
Exactly. Niggas moving, people getting like. Do you know how like gun sales actually went up? Like a couple things went up after 9/11: gun sales and religion, and. In a world of superpowers, I'm doing more than praying for a nigga, okay? So I'm not saying I'm not going to be praying. I'm just saying in this situation, I don't see how you can like rationally care about your safety and not end up siding with the MLA. And that's like the issue is that for what the MLA have done, the average citizen almost has no choice but to agree with them. That's the circumstances in which the Paranormal Liberation Front has been put in, even though technically it's all their fault. The citizens don't have the context and they don't have the luxury of feeling safe enough to trust the heroes anymore because even the heroes are joining the Paranormal Liberation Front, which means even the heroes are now the source of your potential terrorist attacks. It's all types of fucked up.
What you gonna do, man? What you gonna do next chapter when that boy Death Arms get faded by Slide and Go?
I'm looking for some shit to throw because you said that to me. Fuck out of here. Like, if Slide and Go can beat Death Arms, that nigga needs to change his name. I ain't with it.
This Slide and Go fan base gonna be in the background. He don't miss.
I swear to God, bro. I'd have to box a nigga. Like,
Death Star fan, I see my nigga get faded by a bum like that. I'm like, all right.
dog, like,
So slide go much. I said,
bro. See that? Nah, bro. Don't do me like that. If Slide and Go can't pull up on nobody, bro. I like the fact though that he got clowned like by like Skeptic,
Death Star that all people.
but now like
Oh,
I mean
Skeptic.
like Skeptic clowned him like when he was like trying to tell Hawks what's good. Like you can tell he's kind of viewed as like a lackey within the organization. So the fact that he's like one of the first dudes to get pulled up on, and they're like, yeah, what up? Yeah, it's over. Also, like, I love Horikoshi constantly bringing back characters and being consistent. And this is based on everything we saw at Death Arms. It was completely consistent with his character too. That he would just be like, "Yo, I'm glad to beat your ass."
Funny because Death Arms has been one of the first few heroes we ever even seen, and he's still here. He was there at the sports festival talking. He was at the fucking hero the pro hero arc beginning the hero annunciation ceremony. I was like, he just be there. It'd be funny.
Yeah, like he's mostly comic, like he's like somewhat a comic relief character, but he's also one of our first introductions into the hero world. So to see him still banging out here is clutch. Also, thinking back on it, almost everyone in the party that's raiding the hospital has a personal grudge with these dudes. Like Rocklock got stabbed in the kidney by Toga, pulling up on Ujiko. Wild Pussycats, Quirk stolen, pulling up on Ujiko. Miracle got stinky teleportation gunk on her foot, pulling up on Ujiko. So I just like the consistency. Like almost everybody in the main party has a reason to be like, yeah, I want to fuck you up. I need this next chapter, bro. And the fact that we don't have a break next week, beautiful. I'm for it, bro.
Oh yeah, reminded me.
Like no break.
Listen, Horikoshi is 100, and got to be 100. He's at 120% right now. Does everybody know why? This is two cover pages back to back. Then this last chapter was what 15, and he drew 3 double spreads with all the Liberation Army commanders.
That's the thing.
You got this chapter.
This
chapter is like 17 pages with a cover page, and it got like fucking 3 spreads again.
You got 17 pages. You got multiple spreads, but then also like you look at the detail shots from the mansion, like from the scenic shots. This is like the amount of detail that's actually needed for this chapter is kind of insane. So I'm genuinely impressed at like how many like full body panels, how many just like Horikoshi was like, all right, by the way, now that I'm not working on a movie, the anime season, like his contributions to the anime are probably done this season because how much he like puts into the anime and like how many pages, depending on the time period, you notice like there'll be like dips. So I think that right now this is the perfect time. This is like the no movie, no, I have to like come talk to the anime staff. I get to go hard on my main manga, and with Vigilantes wrapping up, it seems like he's got even less distractions, bro.
I told everybody, I said, bro, 2020, this nigga coming out the gate swinging. Be ready. I told niggas, and I knew why the pages were so low for those other chapters is because he knows how to master his craft. He knows he's a master of packing so much in one chapter. Every one chapter has something in it that's either payoff or developing or set up for something else. Every single chapter, no matter how short it is. So I was like, bro, he's saving his energy for when the shit really gets real. Why do we need 20 pages of Endeavor if he can do it in 12 or 13? He's saving his energy. That's what the smartest move was. Save your energy, do your fucking key what you do, and then start going hard later. So if y'all was getting 20 pages before, or 17 back to back for Endeavor.
Also, anytime Gangorka's on panel, I'm actually happy. And the thing is that the thing that I knew this like year was going to be a good year for My Hero Academia. When I noticed, we talked about this on the stream I did for the end of the year, that Horikoshi, when the officially released chapters that he put out, and the last one of 2018 and the last one of 2019, both years finished with Deku and Shigaraki gaining power through their inheritance, with them writhing in agony and one of their arms popping off, like in pain in one of the arms, with faces emerging from shadows. All like both chapters have all these same things in common. So once I realized that Horikoshi managed to finish the year with the same types of executions back to back years, it was like, all right, yeah, we're in for a good show. I just wasn't expecting it to be this heat already. Hey, what up? You came right as I was thinking about ending it. Dustin, he just pulled in. So yeah, because I'm actually about to. But yeah, like My Hero's in a good spot, bro. Like I'm actually happy with what's happening right now in the series, and I think that we're about to really. My Hero's about to come into its own for real. Like it's already a big franchise, you know, but I think this is the part where this is that time where I got to be careful because I don't want to like pull a Black Clover fandom and be like, this is the part where people finally stop slandering MHA, and then have like, even though I don't think Hody's going to fumble the bag at the end, like Tabata did with Julius, but I do think that fuck it, I'm gonna still go on the record and say I think this is the part where it just gets really hard to talk shit about My Hero. Like that's where we're headed. Like, yeah, this is the part where like My Hero pulls away and it's like, yo, hey Goto, this is how you do a war arc. This is how you structure it. You don't just give a bunch of people flashbacks and imagination powers. And anyway, so I just think that this is that part where Horikoshi explains why the new generation basically sees him as the big bro. Like for real. Yeah, but eventually it'll just get to like how people are like, you sure, bro? And then it'll just turn into like, yeah, but like this happened, so you're wrong. It's true.
It's funny because everything that happened up until now was literally just set up. It was all half a prologue, dog.
Exactly.
That's all it was. This thing was literally the tortoise in the hair.
Exactly. This was, fuck, it's beautiful, dog. This is literally just him being like, yo, I'm going to set the track. I run, like, he's running his own race. And the thing is that he's not doing it where it doesn't feel like, and that's like, it doesn't feel like a slow burn, but it is, because it's like, you get all these things. You're like, oh, wow. I always say the problem with MHA, like one of the strengths and weaknesses is that you can enjoy it with your brain off, because you can watch it and just be like, damn, high octane action. Oh yeah, this was kind of wholesome. You don't actually have to look at the way all these things are structured to be able to enjoy how methodical MHA is. But when you actually take the time to go back, reread, look at how like Tetsu saying he beat Shoto's ass during the sports festival actually manifested. And the literal statement was, when I get my hands on you. And the second you saw Tetsu's hands touch Shoto, he started beating his ass. Like, but that was like 200 chapters later, right? The second I realized that Horikoshi truly believes in using gags as foreshadowing, it's a wrap. Like when I realized he could use gags as foreshadowing, I realized that any panel could be used at any moment to mean anything and set up for a future plot. And that's
like literally. The biggest one, Ayama's quirk. It was a gag the entire time until right before the cultural festival. His moment, his chapter, he actually saw the depth behind. Yo, I mean, I could never actually control my quirk, and it was always leaking out. But then my parents actually got me something I actually felt like special. I felt like I could actually do this, and I could shine through. And it's like, yo, we've been laughing at this nigga stomach gag this entire time, but it was actually depth behind this motherfucker the entire time.
Yep.
And a little Ayama be having moments though. People like be sleeping on this moment. Like he be having some good moments. Like
here's the thing. When I rewatched the provisional license arc, like when I was watching it as an anime, I was actually kind of emotional during the episode Rush. I was like, damn, Aoyama really is just like an insecure ass dude with a quirk that forces people to like pay attention to him, so he just has to embrace that he's always like twinkling and always at risk for a laser just shooting out of his belly button. That's kind of wild, because like especially when you think about the fact that because he's from like a fancy family, he was probably treated like shit, or like I won't say he was treated like shit, but you can tell definitely like the culture of like high class society would not respect, or they'd probably clown a dude that his quirk couldn't be controlled, right? Like it's not a fancy quirk. It's not like hell flame. It's not like super cool. It's a fucking belly button laser. So it's like, it's crazy.
Completely.
Oh, Neil, hold up. Neil, bro. Chill. Because you're right.
Yeah, so I can read the comments.
Neil just said, I dare say Bakugo might be one of the best rival characters in Jump, and definitely not there to meet a checkbox. I'm looking at you, you know? So
I wouldn't talk. Getting his whole character arc right now.
So that's the only reason why I don't want to say anything about that, because is having an arc right now. Granted, I did get spoiled already that he got like bodied. So what it comes down to now is if Yuno is actually about to have a character arc after getting bodied, or if it's just going to be like, well, I have to be stronger. In which case, it's like, whatever, I don't give a fuck. So yeah, has just been like a check mark this entire time. So you're not wrong, Neil. I just didn't want to be the one to say it, but I can agree with it. And yeah, like the provisional license arc was definitely better once I watched it in the anime form. I think provisional license, just like joint training, just suffers from being in between two really massive arcs for the series.
Nah, but what the difference with joint training was, that shit was even art. That shit was fucking heat. Like
it was week
like,
two.
It was for joint training. It was more like the emphasis and chapter counts for people and stuff.
Just and for joint training, for me, I made it a point to reread it like a month or two, like a couple months after it came out, then go back and do it again. And on reread, I'm definitely more fond of the joint training arc. And I especially think that just like provisional license, when it finally gets animated, it will elevate the series. Or it will be elevated by being an anime format and just being able to condense all the fights into one episode's endeavors. And that'll be what's like necessary to make people go, oh yeah, okay, I guess this was good. Because at the end of the day, that was kind of like one of those meathead. Does Dio count as a rival? Fuck. Kinda? In part one?
You can keep, but that nigga dominated everybody. You want to say part one, kind of okay. But after that nigga was just dominating. Your rival, something you got to compete with to get to the top. No, that nigga was fucking out there being an asshole. Them niggas was competing to even get to Dio's level.
Dio basically was chilling with bed winches all series, like,
yeah,
like all part three.
That nigga was fighting for their lives.
Like rivals don't usually make you compete with their minions. So like part 3 Dio, part 1 Dio. Even like once he became a vampire, like I could see it because that was more over him like being like, well, JoJo, you got to catch up. So like, fuck it, catch up to me, boy, and still catch this smoke and get roasted. I mean, he respected him enough to steal his body. So I feel like Dio and Jonathan counts as Dio's rival, but no other JoJo does.
No other JoJo. Yeah. Did y'all not hear? World.
Also, you might be right.
What do I fucking say?
Because somebody said Bakugo's the only good rival in Shonen Jump, and I'm really struggling to think of another rival character I actually like in Shonen Jump right now. Like, then I'm like, yeah, good rival.
I don't consider Yuji and Urban rivals at all.
They're just homies.
They don't even have like no goals. Like, I'm trying to become the ultimate. No, niggas just trying to live their lives.
Like I'm legit pulling up the list of series right now to try to look and see if any of them have rivals that I'm like, yeah.
Be Satoru Gojo, it's like literally like niggas in fucking JJK just be living their lives. Yuji just trying to survive as.
Yeah, there's no good rivals in Jump besides Bakugo right now. Fuck. I didn't even realize that because I wasn't. Damn, that's tough. That's tough.
Damn, this nigga got not only the best one of the best MCs in the current Jump, but the best rival too. Damn, that's crazy.
Like, I'm
What's the
trying
biggest
to.
accolade? Dude, that's wild.
Let's see, Tsukishima there. Tsukishima. You know what? It's because Chiyoko might be up there. I haven't gotten to get that far enough into Act Age because I'm trying to read the official chapters because I feel like Act Age is a series where scanlations might fail me heavily. I guess if you count the We Never Learn girls as rivals, that's a good rivalry, but like that's because they're all friends and actually care about each other. And they just sat down and talked about how each of them actually has feelings for the dude and they're not going to be like shitty to each other about it. So I guess you can count that as a rivalry, but I don't know. Man.
There's too much viz to read now, man. I'm trying to get kind of tired. Like, I got like a lot of viz.
Hey, I still got to catch up on Jigaraku Hell's Paradise.
You peep that? Or you didn't peep it yet?
I read the first chapter, and it was pretty good. So I'm gonna have to keep going with that one. Yeah,
I heard news about it, so I heard some news about it, so I might not read it.
Oh shit! Nah, I'm worried. Well, oh wait. Yeah, nah. See, Sasuke. I think the issue with Sasuke is that I feel like the best parts of his writing are accidents because I think he's a good reflection of like PTSD culture and like what a child soldier would like just like fucking warp. But like not Horikoshi, but Kishimoto never really talked about like, yeah, it's because he's fucking traumatized out of his skull. He just made it seem like he was edgy and just wanted power and didn't like do a lot with like his emotional state. And so like once we at 10 right now, people have been coming and going. I was thinking about dropping, but then Dustin came in here, started saying some stuff, and I'm like, damn, man. Also, I do.
Told his ass fucking cool.
I do these every week, so if you want to, Dustin, next week I'll just make sure I send you the link right away at the beginning, so you can just pop in. Yeah, but
this is gonna be one of the games of cat and mouse ever. Can you believe that? This is gonna be funny. This is gonna be one of the biggest cat and mouses. I got you. No, you got me. I got you.
It has to because like I have a hard time believing that, regardless of how scared the doctor looks in the final panel. And let's be real, Hori snapped with that, like the walk up, the shadows on Endeavor's face, even like how mad he looks before we get that close up. But I refuse to believe that this ain't gonna turn left. Also, if Shigaraki doesn't get to completely do the modification, what this does is actually put it in a story where, hold on, Shigaraki doesn't have to be as powerful as we thought. Although everything is completely written personally, I prefer Kurapika. I mean, Kurapika is like I used to think that like Kurapika and Sasuke, but like they basically came out within a year of each other, and most manga are shopped for a while and played around with as concepts like a year or two before their release. So I try not to give them too much flack for that. That's the other thing I thought about. Like, what if this is a clone from a Twice clone? That is something I seriously considered. Especially because if I were like Ujiko, I would love to have Twice make like 10 of me so we could work on some shit. It'd be like that Naruto like shadow clone jutsu thing where you learn some like by having a bunch of clones and stuff.
This is the way it would have to work. This would have to be actually, that actually makes sense because the way to debunk it and the way to prove that it's still work to debunk it is, well, Twice clones have the they have to have the memories, they have the most recent memories after they were cloned. And then it's like, well, the Uchiko said it's just 1 month left. But at the same time, that's a double-edged sword because the way to back that up is that also it's like, okay, they could have been had this fucking clone. It was like Uchiko could have been like, okay, Shiggy getting faster and faster, so it's easy for me just to go ahead and it's easier for me to go buckle down and just put this twice on up here, and then he do the job because ain't nobody gonna fucking hit Uchiko for real paying reason. They had to really get knocked the fuck out to like actually dissipate.
Hold up, Rex and I said that if Twice clones everybody at the hideout, none of them are really there. Like, okay, that is far-fetched, but that would be a fucking hilarious plot twist. And because they would still have like access to the same power level of abilities, they could effectively end up having to fight the entire Paranormal Liberation Front twice. Like,
that would be so. Like, imagine the PLF pulled the same move that the heroes pulled, as in using the strategic route, like the specific people. Like, you got Ed Shot, who's built for taking people out. Kakami Woods, who's built for subduing people. Cemento's built for subduing people. Midnight, Kaminari, all the people built for subduing people. You got the same people, the same PLF clones doing the same shit, and then the real motherfuckers come afterwards. It's like, yo, we just had to play.
Exactly. Also, it's kind of crazy because if you think about it, the PLF being in 4 divisions actually puts you in a spot where they could literally be making platoons like Naruto squads, where it's like somebody from tactics, somebody from support, somebody from guerrilla, somebody from what's the other one? Intelligence, like, or whatever. So like you pull all 4 of them, it's like boom, send these platoons out, have somebody scout, have somebody pull up, do the damage. So we could easily get multiple like platoon versus platoon matchups. And I think that's part of what joint training was setting up for is I think we're going to see a lot of team battles this arc.
Have I not been preaching this for months? I told niggas that joint training arc gets more goated every second. There's a reason he did this shit. I said it before the squadrons were even announced because I was like, you know, everybody in one go. I was like, this nigga reset up team battles ahead of time. Then the PLF squadrons were announced for the command lieutenants. I was like, there we go. It's even backed up even more. Now you see this shit. You got squad matches versus squad matchups, and teams become ever so more like relevant. I was like, this man mine, top one.
And like I get why they picked the people they did for because looking at this, like I'm looking at the Mansion squad again, and you got like just looking at the students we got, you have Korohiro who can like go into the shadows and spy, scout. You have Tokage who can split herself and scout. You have Jiro who can scout. You have Shoji who can scout. So you have like 4 scouts. Even Ojiro's mobility and his ability to get through the trees is a good way scouting mechanism. Same with Sero, also good for creating traps. And then you have people like Mina, who while she's not necessarily a scout, she is good power and defense because of Acid Veil and Acid Man, and Kirishima and Tetsu being like frontliners to help like protect them, as well as like people like Sato. And you have a ranger, and I think actually, Mines is here. So the dude who has twin impact. So you got a couple hitters. You got like, this is the same thing that they were going for during joint training arc, having a balanced squad with CC, with the ability to lock people down and capture them. Especially when you look at Mineta being there too, even like the sticky ball traps and all that other stuff.
This nigga I'm talking about something. Well, he's like, well, it's funny how all the really plot relevant characters are not so conveniently not at the battle. I'm like, first of all, Endeavor would lead the charge for the most important key point, which is to subdue Ujiko, because he said that's not the hardest part. But once we get them, and then you see the other motherfuckers talking about, well, once they get Ujiko, they can't get anywhere, and we need to get Ujiko because he's the master behind Shiki. So, of course, number one hero will be leading charge in the most important part. That's the most important part. Because then, from their point of view, the villains can't, the PLF can't get away. We know it's not gonna happen like that, but from their point of view, the PLF can't get away if Ujiko can't help them out. Air quotes. So he's like the big 3 helps to do. I'm like, dog, they fight inside the building half the time. But majority of the time, I was like, they're not gonna be useful as far as these other tactical people that he was trying to do. Like, well, Mike and Eraser. I was like, it's all about just they don't need everybody. He can't. Eraserhead can't erase by quirk at one time.
Also, like
beneficial to do other people, singular people.
The idea of the Origin Trio and Endeavor and Eraser and Present Mike and all of these people trying to have their moments together does not make sense. That is a borderline it's borderline like a stomp squad. So while yes, they need to stomp, you can't do a full stomp squad and have a safe evacuation, because part of the thing they're accounting for is higher threats still, being there to try to disrupt the evacuation. So like if you just look at Deku stats, like in the Ultra Analysis book, not even thinking about the fact that that was 4 months, those stats are a 4 month ago snapshot, 3-4 months ago snapshot. With like, if you have somebody with an A+ power, A speed, A technique, you don't that dude is great for having him on the front lines, but he's also great for protecting people. And exactly, the high ends regeneration is best countered by Endeavor. So having Endeavor, having these like high caliber opponents is like absolutely necessary. And then fuck, like that. I actually could see Getten and Dabi tag team and Shoto, and it just being sad.
Yeah, need that shit. I mean,
that too. Deku has fought plenty niggas. He has saved very little people. Like they have yet to have to do like, oh yeah, this is an actual disaster. And the provisional license arc again told us directly that you're gonna have to save people. And if anything, this war section of the arc, because this is again, Hody hasn't said this is a different arc, so this is technically still the work study arc, which is weird to think about, but hey, that's where we are. They showed, like heroes need to be able to handle evacuation. So this is probably going to be like a provisional license exam, where as the heroes, we're probably getting the false hope bait, right? It's like, oh snap, Deku and them actually managed to save some people. They did it. They got some of these. Oh, Giganto Machia just threw a entire building at him. Like that's the kind of shit we might be heading into. Like where as they're escaping, Giganto Machia is pulling up on the scene. Because you got to understand, like the other thing to remember is that if they attack this base, even if they safely go to get like Ujiko, even if they're about to arrest this man, if Shigaraki is in danger and he just taps the Giganto Machia I'm in danger button, that man made it across. So Caleb Cook actually he did like a 2-3 hour drive in less than an hour. Like
during like what, 20 minutes? Maybe less.
Yeah. He basically traveled like all of Japan in like 20 minutes. Like, yeah, exactly. It'd be like the ace bait. Like, oh shit, we're actually no. Also, Kirishima needs to see somebody die. Like, I know that's a weird thing to say, but if you remember like Crimson Riot watching someone die, I think even that's set up for like if Kirishima's spirit breaks again, like if we see Kirishima's spirit waver even a moment in this arc, expect somebody to die because of it.
So when Giganto Machia pull up, if it's going to be Kirishima, it's going to be one of these two things. Either Crimson Riot really was that normal in the back, way back in the cut. Either he really is that normal way back in the cut, or Giganto Machia is going to fade. They're going to shock everybody, and they're going to shit themselves for a second, and then he's going to fade somebody.
That's how I'm looking at it.
He's going to get knocked down. And then somebody, he's going to be like, this nigga too damn strong. And then for a second, that split second, and it hit perfectly if it was somebody like you know what? Like, it'd be a good plot line. I would say it'd be a good plot line, but if Mina got, like, crippled, it's one thing that have somebody die, and then you move on. Eventually, because they're like, okay, this person wants you to do this, but nah, you got to see Mina suffer, and she can't live her career out. That would be that plot line would hit. But Mina hasn't got enough shine for me to be like, that's okay.
Yeah,
if she would have got more, then I'd be like, oh, okay, you know what, it's cool. But just her one flex on the arc and then she crippled. I'm like, hey, hold up, man, she too raw for this.
I see a lot of like, and the thing is, if Sun Eater dies, I feel like that's extra cruel because that's just another. Like, yes, that's an L for the community. Yes, that's going to hurt. But, bro, does Mirio deserve to lose his master and his best friend and his quirk? Like, damn.
I'm like, okay, Hori, I know you was like, you made him the perfect MC and all that, but hey, nigga, chill. He ain't the MC. Like, he got this nigga like that now.
Yeah, he ain't got to suffer. He ain't got to make him suffer that bad. Yeah, see, Mina and Kirishima, that's the thing. That's why I'm like, if Mina and Kirishima seem to be at the mansion, which means that hypothetically speaking, the route that Gigantomachia could take to get to the mansion could require him to run through them. So we could actually see Kirishima versus Gigantomachia with like Unbreakable and Acid Man coming out the cut, and Gigantomachia being like, Gigantomachia Detroit Smash, Delaware Smash, like fuck out of my face. Like I don't.
It should be funny as
Ugh.
like, what are these puny niggas? You know what's funny? You know what's funny? There's two people I can say in this series that don't miss. There's two people in the series I say that have never missed once. That is Gigantomachia and All for One.
Yeah, they don't miss.
Like one missed once. The second time don't count because he already planned. Once you have contingencies in place for all this shit, just like he may have lost, but he was already planning Shigaraki to succeed him in the first place. So he set up all this shit. He was like, yo, fall. I got this nigga set up. I got this nigga set up. And I know exactly how it's gonna happen. What's gonna happen?
Also, to add on to that, he can't miss. The boy literally decided, you know, what if as like a part-time hobby, I just molded my rival's grandson into a villain?
Right.
I don't know where her successor is, but he's out there. Like, I mean, All Might came back, but he like grabbed him 15 years before like that conflict even happened. 10 years before he even got put on his shirt. He was preparing Shigaraki to be a villain regardless of whether or not he got put on his back. That's important to note. He still had his face back then. Like, you know, like now he's missing half his face and his hair. Like, you ever get beat bald, bro? Like,
fuck beat bald? Did you get beat blind?
He got beat blind, bald, and like. So from that perspective, like All for One, even losing at Kamino didn't matter because if you remember what he says, he's like, "You missed your chance to die. Like you messed up. Like you should have, you know."
That's why.
Hold up, I'm a GQ versus Cross Nigiri. That's a new ship. I ain't seen that one.
So what?
Somebody was shipping Sun Eater and Nigiri. I haven't seen that one yet. That's a new one. Like, nah, bro. I'm a GQ. Nigiri, I think is safe. I'm a GQ. I see him dying. I see him losing his quirk. I can see bad things happening to him.
Nigiri is so safe right now because he already know he didn't give up no fight. Like
yeah, Horikoshi ain't do her well enough yet to kill her off and have it like really hit. But like, yeah.
So who you think? Okay, so who's your bet on being? Okay, let's start like this. So who's your bet? Y'all can say it in the chat too. I can't read it, but Aniki might shout his favorites out.
Oh, I will.
We'll start going in order. What are your highest picks or highest likabilities to be crippled, to die, and then who you think is going to get the biggest shine out of everybody that hasn't gotten shine or development?
So I'm thinking Tokoyami, Uraraka about to be clutch here. I think they're finally getting some big moments. I actually expect the Origin Trio to be backburnered for a good like 10, 15 chapters possibly, maybe even 20. Because Horikoshi's already showed us he's willing to Horikoshi already showed us that he's willing to backburner Shoto and Bakugo for like 100 chapters effectively after provisional license art. So that's not crazy. And then the idea of characters like Momo finally, somebody just suggested Geten uses Todoroki's ice to kill Endeavor.
Oh, shit.
That's tragic.
Depths to that shit?
That's tragic.
He man. Woo. Y'all wild. Them comment sections, boy. Y'all need to relax. Relax.
I mean, I'm for it.
So, yeah, I'm for it. I'm just saying, y'all just relax. She's wild. What you got?
For deaths though, for cripples, Hawks at least getting crippled. Because one of the things also is that Shigaraki does like the idea of people suffering and having to watch what he's doing. So I could easily see him like killing no one, like not going out of his way to really kill anyone necessarily, but making it a point to maim as many people as possible as an example. like on some borderline Dracula shit, where you got like a field of quirkless niggas or something. Like I personally still want him to go back to collecting hands. So I really love the idea of him killing pro heroes and taking their hands. So like eventually Shigaraki is, you see him again with like the 11 hands on him, but the other 11 hands is each hand is from a top 10 hero. Like if they killed the entire top 10 roster and he had one of each of their hands on his body, like that. And like everybody knew that was the top 10 heroes' hands all over his costume. Like that shit would be nuts, dude.
Nah, he can relax, bro. He can relax. Going OD brazen. So what do you think is getting the biggest out of all the people that haven't got it?
Biggest shine
besides Ochiko, besides the obvious. Like I'm talking about biggest shine from like backburner character.
From backburner, I think this is finally the time we get. I think this is gonna be Mina season. I think we're getting some Mina action here. I think Kaminari is even though I think Kaminari is a red herring, I think Kaminari is being used as a very big red herring throughout this entire like setup, because it's important to remember that while he could be yelling Class A, I miss you because he's a traitor, he could also be yelling Class A, I miss you because he's a fucking idiot. He got like 19th or 20th in the exams arc. He got to like he's not smart. And think about it this way: he had the blaster since provisional license arc, which takes place in about September, I think. It was in December when he found out that he could track them. And he didn't even find out he could track them because he was like, oh, cool, I pressed the button. He found out he could track them because of Sue. So part of my issue is that this dude is actually dumb enough where he might just be like a dumb red herring that is a believable traitor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but how you feel about the plot line that's gonna come in? Because that's that nigga daddy. I don't give a fuck what you tell me. That's that nigga uncle, his daddy, grandpa, something. Listen, there's not one single person in this story that has a design like anybody else.
Hey,
I want you to point out that is not intentional. Please point out to me one person that got the same design as somebody else in My Hero. That's the biggest flex My Hero has, and the biggest everybody.
There's something.
You gonna tell me?
There's something between them niggas. It could be something as simple as they have similar quirks, or the same kind of quirk. It could be something that simple, but there's definitely going to be a connection there, potential matchups, something. Especially because they said that people who use electricity don't often become pro heroes. So like a top tier, like this idea of a top tier hero with electricity quirks isn't actually explored a lot because they have so many other job opportunities. So this might be like he could, for all we know, be the highest tier lightning user in the country right now, which is something to think about. It would have been crazier to see the hands of the top 10 on Shiggy's because Kami Woods was in the first episode, seeing exactly knowing that Kami Woods climbed all the way from the hotshot rookie to the top 10 just to get his hand taken by Shigaraki and Warren. Woo!
What y'all gonna do when we cut back in the post time skip and then after the heroes leave Japan, then we cut back to the villains and then Shiggy just wiping on his butt cheek with each hand like it's toilet paper tissue.
Dog said, I won't wipe my own. I don't wipe my own ass. The pro heroes do it for me. Look at that, dog.
He like, I shit it. Now clean up your mess. I'm like, wait, hold up. Hey, man, that's not right. What's wrong with that?
Dog said somebody was like, he's gonna make his own Iron Throne, but with hands. I see it, bro. I really want the hands theme to just continue. Endeavor, I'm about to give you these hands. Shigaraki, that's the plan, you fool. Yes, exactly. Come in there trying to box, lose your hands. If you're a martial arts hero, don't go by that nigga. Just don't do it.
Look, I'm gonna tell that nigga Shishida. Tell that nigga Shishida. I'm telling that nigga number 13. Exactly. From Becky Zoo. I'm like, hey, bro, don't roll up on that nigga.
Don't. Bro, I realized it. Horikoshi's a genius. Ojiro is so normal. He's the clutch factor, bro. It's about to be Ojiro season.
You seen it. You see, bro. You see the way he was stretching his hands, though. I was like, yeah. That's why I would ask you. I was like, I hope you say Ojiro because you see the way that nigga was stretching. I was like, yo.
Ojiro tired of getting clowned. He gonna normally whoop a lot of niggas. Like that's what's happening.
I'm telling you, I'm like, bro, y'all see Sato or Ojiro got that? What they got? What the skills they got? There was a
They specifically learned precise striking power and like prediction. They learned they learned how to beat ass better. Like that's what it was.
Like, come on, you can't tell me them niggas not finna be OD raw. These niggas finna be running up in here throwing heads. I'm like, bro, this shit finna be so clean. And I need Cero Flex. Real talk. I'm like, Cero. I've been playing Spider-Man PS4. I need Cero doing what he do.
Bro, Cero dying.
Nah, we can relax on that. I need Cero with the fuckboy fade first time skin off thing. It's funny because Cero like one of the most. He's literally the most normal average person in My Hero. Like you can find a Cero type motherfucker anywhere in any school.
That's actually what I like about him. Like him and Ojiro are like, yeah, they get clowned in verse for being like normal, but it's kind of cool.
No, but it's funny because Cero don't get clowned because he's actually cool and normal.
Exactly. Wait, episode 2 of Young Justice, season 1 or 2, or is this from season 3? Not because I haven't seen season 3 of Young Justice yet. Adi, don't leave me hanging. I gotta know. Hold on, season 2. See, now I'm trying to think about like what happened in episode 2s of Young Justice, season 1, episode 2. Hold up. Oh shit!
What happened?
And the second episode of season 1 is technically both episodes aired together, but it's called Happy Independence Day. But in that episode, that's when Dr. Desmond becomes Blockbuster. So he drinks the Blockbuster serum in that episode. If Ujiko having a Blockbuster serum would make sense. Horikoshi's a huge Western comics fan. Huge Western, like that's actually the reason why I love My Hero so much. Is because I'm a big fan of like Western comics and manga, and Horikoshi fusing the two together is like he catches the spirit of both so well.
I think I don't know. Somebody pointed out that the first panel from last chapter, when all the kids were standing up, I think it was a reference to either the Judas contract or or one of them when they met Trigon. The Titans had met Trigon. It was like the kids standing like in different, like the Titans standing in different locations, but like kind of like it was based like it was like a similar reference. Like you could tell like Horikoshi had referenced it because that motherfucker, the comic fanboy, that is unreal.
His references, bro, top one.
I'm not getting over this nigga really put R2D2. That nigga ain't never slick.
He doesn't even try to be slick though. He's like, yo, this is what I like, and you gonna accept the fact that this the shit I be on. And I respect him for it. Also, the fact that Miss Joke is actually considered like her quirk is good enough to be a part of the main infiltration team is pretty tight.
Sure. It'd be funny if she stepped up first and got everybody laughing, and then it turns out that like they was like she think they laughing at her joke. They were like, nah, y'all niggas thought you was finna win. That's the funniest part. And then you see Maki roll.
Mm-hmm. Also, shout out to this hospital worker dude for real. Like
that nigga went in there. I wouldn't have been fucking with that nigga.
Like this hospital worker is clutch, honestly. Like I hope Horikoshi gives us his name at some point, just because. I'm sorry, but if I find out my boss is tied to the League of Villains and he's making
I made that mistake too. He was undercover. He was undercover.
For them. I feel like he probably still worked there for a while, though. I read a lot of indie comics nowadays.
That motherfucker start trusting and made friends and shit.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, bro. If Dick Grayson Deku would be hilarious to me. Like, if they actually met, I could, especially because Deku's so nervous. That'd be a great Spider-Man and Dick Grayson. Two characters that have Deku met, they would probably like make fun of him a little, but they do it to help him build his confidence. They'd be like, dog, you be out here snapping. What are you doing?
Well, when I think about it, Cero is really actually like he really is Peter Parker because he really cracking jokes and shit too.
Yep. Like it's
total flex.
Man. But yeah, see now that like we got the idea of Blockbuster Uchiko on the table. See, this is why I like having I like the live streams because like I love doing my analysis videos. But one, I'm still getting all the ideas that I be having anyway, but you guys get to watch it happen in real time, plus talk to me. But two, when you say shit in the like in real time and interact with each other, and it gives ideas that where the story can go. If he got a if he got a blockbuster, I can't imagine Ujiko not having a blockbuster formula. And I would expect it to be better than the original blockbuster formula, specifically because Ujiko probably wouldn't want to lose his mind permanently. Like I don't see that being who he is.
This is the man that either has potentially been duplicating quirks, that's either been potentially duplicating quirks, or can mold quirks into other people. I know this nigga know how to make a perfect blockbuster.
Man,
the scariest part about this entire chapter, this nigga got multiple Nomu.
Exactly. Like, and the thing is that yeah, we saw that little one, that little small Nomu, but the fact that he just has like little pet Nomu, which what if that one's based on a cat? Looking at the ears, now that I think about it, that'd be kind of wild. But
that's what I can see because that motherfucker got a tail. It's creepy as shit.
Yeah, but actually, no, this one is definitely not based on a cat because now I'm looking at its tail, and those are definitely human vertebrae. It's a baby.
It's a baby.
Dog, this dude wild.
OD.
All right, who do I think is safe? Ooh, who do I think is safe?
Besides the origin trio, besides
like origin trio, Uraraka and Ida.
Yeah, pretty much.
Shit.
And Momo not dying either.
Oh yeah, and Tokoyami. I don't think Tokoyami's dying here.
Tokoyami not dying.
Dax. I think it's like Dax or something like that. The cat that's a Red Lantern. Which, by the way, dope backstory. That cat has like one of the best backstories of a villain's thing ever. Like he's just a cat whose owner got murdered in front of him. And he was like actually cared about his owner so much he got pissed enough that a Red Lantern ring came and found him. That's heat. Like I love that.
Hey, is that Audie? My God.
Yeah. See, Sukauchi ain't safe. See, all this is doing is making me realize how many people I don't think are safe. Class 1B, I don't think Class 1B is safe. I'm not sure if Class 1B is safe.
No.
Actually, I think Monoma is safe.
Monoma Kendo are safe.
I think Monoma is safe. Because I think part of the thing that Monoma needs to do is because of Monoma being set up the way he is, I think he's safe. Of course. Like, I think Monoma being the guy that he is, being as smart as he is, the fact that he's another one of those people who represents people with quirks that are like constantly being ridiculed and mocked, that needs to like come into his own. I think his storyline is more fulfilling if he stays around. Yeah, no, like a lot of 1B I don't think is safe, but Monoma I think he is safe. I also think the other day I was imagining like what if Monoma took Mount Lady's quirk and Bakugo's quirk, made himself big and then switched quirks because he would stay big and just started using giant explosions. And I realized that like Monoma as a villain would be so ridiculously busted that I don't think it's allowed.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But yeah, he definitely brought him back to make sure that when some of them die, we feel that. Some of 1B is dying. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of 1A is dying. In fact, if you told me that half of each class was dying and there was only going to be one class and it was both of them combined for their second year, I wouldn't be surprised.
What second year?
I want Shinso to have a role. I don't know if he can legally. Because I don't know if he's... Somebody said, I wonder if Shinso is going to play a role in this arc, and I don't know if he can legally or not. I don't know if he counts as... Because they said he was transferred to the... No, hold up. Let me pull up the end of joint training. Let me do this real quick research because I don't want to talk out my neck. 214.
It's still like half the other niggas don't anyway. Facts, Florian.
Hold up. I mean, yeah, just because just because people love to cap on the app about MHA doesn't mean I'm gonna do it on a stream. I'm gonna make sure it's 216.
Yeah, we about to hit the goddamn 2 hour mark.
When we hit the 2 hour mark, yeah, then let's see. Hold on. Let me focus real quick. Yeah, they're making him wait until next year. So Shinto is safe because they're making him wait until next year. So it didn't matter if you had a license or not. If you were in the hero program, you got drafted. That's what's fucked up about this arc a bit. Whether you have a license or not, you got drafted. Even Seiji Shishikura got pulled in. He was specifically included so that we could see that even people without licenses were being involved. So yeah. See, I don't think all, because here's the thing, there's no way Inasa's getting bodied. I don't see Inasa getting bodied. But I do see
body this nigga Inasa.
I do see a good chunk of Shiketsu and Ketsubutsu kids dying. Like I could see a couple Shiketsu kids dying and then that fucking up. Bro, yeah, no, I need Shiketsu people to die. I need Shiketsu people to die so that Inasa and his hot-blooded spirit can break, and we can have sad nigga hours for Inasa where he's not all boiling and hot, but he's still out here. Like really, I just need to see some of these kids. They about to. Hody loves his PTSD, so it's coming, bro.
You know what's crazy? I had just rewatched that episode. Because I had a theory. I had to remember something about Inasa and Todoroki earlier this week, and I forgot about it. Then I watched the episode again, and I remember my eureka moment, and I was like, you know who'd be the perfect person to come back for Todoroki in his time of need? Because we don't know how everything's gonna go down when the heroes lose. Mm-hmm. So to think that Todoroki probably won't be able to see his family, the perfect person to come back and lift him up is Inasa, because All Might. All
Might's going to be dead. All Might's going to be dead. Endeavor's about to be dead.
Nobody else values Endeavor in class when there even has a connection with Endeavor at all, other than Inasa.
And Bakugo and Deku are going to be too busy being depressed as fuck, man. Exactly. Hey, at least look like they're going to be some depressed teens, but like. Oh, it's tragic, bro. Because Horikoshi also told us directly that the Culture Festival is the most slice of life we're getting in this series. Bruh, they're about to be depressed and they don't get a Culture Festival and they don't nope. They're just gonna have to whoop ass and hopefully get through it.
Somebody throw them niggas a cultural festival because God, somebody throw them niggas one because they need to smile in this art.
Yeah, it's looking tough.
But I'm like, hey, I'm not even. Everybody asking for all the shit to pop off. I'm good because once this shit really do pop off, or y'all don't know how they don't know how Hori really get down. So when the niggas start fading niggas left and right, they gonna like, never mind. I want to go back.
Also, if you remember, like Horikoshi was like, I can't show on panel someone losing their arm because it's like shown in Jump, but then he made it a point to include the 6th user missing an arm. This might be like, I'm not saying it will be, but if this is the arc where Deku loses his right arm, don't say it wasn't set up. Don't say it's a surprise. Deku might lose that arm this arc, and then we're gonna have to get Melissa and May to finally collaborate on some tech to make his arm better.
What's funny is they just had a collaboration in the spin-off.
Mm-hmm. Like team up missions just put May and Melissa together too. So
I need May back, bro. I need May.
Hurry really playing 4D chess with this plot line, bro.
This every time I think I found something out, this nigga 5 steps ahead. I'm like, bro,
I love it.
I found this shit. Fuck.
Like people said he wouldn't do a villain tournament arc because their manga never would, but he did it. People thought he was gonna just make his MC super OP. Gave him trash quirks that are just amped, bro. At this point, like if you don't trust Hori, like people thought, oh, Endeavor's just going to be forgiven because he said sorry. Nah. At this point,
People
if you don't, like everybody's mistrust of Horikoshi comes from their trauma from other mangaka. Got nothing to do with Horikoshi.
You know, the only thing they got to do is the female thing, and that's a jump problem. You know, the best person that has ever did that is JJK, and even at that, it's like y'all, these niggas really think he still won't fumble with the females in a war. I'm like, come on,
Yeah,
shut up.
I would like more out of the girls, but like at least three of them, like Jiro. I actually have like a 15-20 minute video on Jiro and a 15-20 minute video on Uraraka. And I was starting one on Momo, but like these characters do have arcs. They just need to have like their own arcs instead of it being. It's harder for a lot of people to track character arcs when it's intermittent between other important points, because almost every character arc moment that Momo has, it's directly tied into other important arcs. Like people don't think about the fact that part of the training camp arcs, like progression of Momo, is that she was able to think on the fly, adapt, and real quick, slap that tracker on there. But that ends up being the critical thing that is absolutely necessary for Kamino to even happen. So it's these developments and stuff matter to the story. They just aren't being showcased as like every single thing needs a giant 2-page spread panel moment. So if Hori gives them like their own arcs, like gives them an arc or gives them a couple chapters just to really drive it all home for people, I'm good with that. That's necessary. Of course, Adi, look, the way I look at it is anybody who comes on my streams or is on my channel, you're probably one of the slightly more nutty analytical fans, because that's what this channel is for. So like you won't end up here if you're just like, yeah, I turn my brain off and watch MHA. You won't end up here. Like my boy Ryan was like, that's how I started it. But then like I got him to join Discord. We started talking about the series more, got him to catch up and read the manga. He couldn't stay there. He couldn't stay in that camp. He had to join us. So, all right. But like I'm gonna start wrapping up the stream because I'm starting to lose my vocal cords getting some strain here. But yeah, even I was worried about Bakugo being a ripoff of Sasuke. And I remember getting to that point, reading the manga, and him slapping the. I got kicked from the Discord because I forgot that I had the app. But he blew up like Shigaraki's mask, and I was like,
yeah, I know, right?
I was like, I still don't fuck with you. Like I still didn't fuck with him yet. But I was like, all right, you're still an asshole, but I love that you aren't just another Sasuke repeat. Like you're not going to turn to the dark side. And then, like, when I got current on MHA, it was when, Boomer, you coming in at the end? You coming in at the end?
Boomer, stop playing.
Oh, bro.
If I had to extend the stream for another hour and a half, Boomer covered this bitch. I ain't see this nigga. Whoa.
I'm going to look into, I didn't check the naming controversy yet, but anybody calling him a World War II apologist because he's willing to name him after a terrible person is fucking dumb.
No. Listen. This is how it even fucking started. First of all, this motherfucker argument started off wrong entirely. So he doesn't even read My Hero, technically, or he's not caught up, or maybe he's watched the anime or whatever. He said, I heard, keyword heard, first of all, a new character, keyword, quote verbatim, quote, I heard a new character name was based after this motherfucker. Right? Bro, for the love of God, everything you just said, like first thought, those two key points, you already flopped your argument. I don't care what you got to say after that. It shows you just don't read and you just trying to make another fucking case. If you feel like discomfortable about it, and you're from that ethnicity, okay, but you actually go in depth and like make sure he's an apologist. No, Ujiko has never been shown in a positive light ever.
All right, so now that I know how stupid it is, I'll just wait till it pops up on my TL again. All right, my stream, I didn't pay for the fancy StreamYard, so we're about to end in a minute. Thanks for everybody that came through. Like, share. You guys know how YouTube works. I'm not going to go on that rant. I appreciate you guys coming out. I'm doing another one of these next week. 9 a.m. just like this week. I'm always going to do it as soon as the chapter drops. Thank you guys so much for coming through.
If you guys want in, let us know. Can you drop it? Or I'll run around and drop the link in.
Yeah.
I'll drop a link in. Just tag me on Discord at a time.
So yeah. But thank you guys again. I'm glad everybody enjoyed the chapter. Let's just head into this arc, like enjoying it. I'm really looking forward to this. Y'all have a good day. Anaki out.
Yeah.